violet, wildflower leaves, when will you come? You said that you'd come when the flowers did. Oh, there's no more flowers left in the world. So
if I get a bad grade tomorrow, then it'll be your fault. What is it? Well, I can't study with this ear-splitting racket. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry.
What's going on? I said, what's going on? What's wrong with Dad?
It's nothing. He's just practicing.
He's practicing.
That's right. He wants to take part in the competition. There's a radio contest to select the best singers of traditional music. One of his friends encouraged him.
Here, take this. Get out of my way.
What is it, darling?
Nothing. Don't you want to say something to Dad?
I did, but it was no use.
Oh, but Mum, what does this mean?
I don't know. One of his old friends told him at a dinner party that he's got a great voice and he can take the place of a Saint Sanchar, God rest his soul.
So does that mean that Dad has to start yelling at the crack of dawn and give everyone a headache? Nima has a test tomorrow. He can't study. If Dad actually had a good voice and he didn't sing off key, then that would be one thing. But yelling out loud...
Shirley, darling, give me a glass of warm water. Who did you say was yelling?
Me? No, I didn't.
What were you saying to your mum right now?
I was telling Mum that I just finished mopping. I have guests tomorrow,
Ma'am,
you
you
see?
should help her out a bit. Forgive me, my girl, but I'm really busy today and tomorrow.
No, Dad, there's nothing left. I finished my work.
Thank you very much, my darling.
Go and say something to him.
The truth is, after the subsidies were restricted, medical costs have gone up. It's all the doing of the medical mafia and, I don't know, the shareholders in the private sector.
How interesting. Is there even such a thing as a medical mafia?
Yes, but, well, it's not like the football mafia. For doctors like me, we suffer from both sides. When normal people see us on the streets, they think that we doctors are all just swimming in money. They don't know that a person like me that works in a public hospital, my salary is 100th of a doctor who works in a private hospital. And also, most of them are shareholders as well. For us, it makes no difference where a patient is or what his problem is. We still have to do our job. We doctors do our jobs. But, well, there's no comparison between us and them. It's difficult for a person to know where to say these things.
Well, it's obvious to us.
You really wouldn't believe it. I don't even own my own house. I'm a tenant. Now, a few days ago, I got in a taxi. And as soon as the taxi driver found out that I'm a doctor, he charged me 5,000 tomans for a route that cost 500.
And you gave it to him?
I had no other choice. I can't just stand there and get into an argument with a taxi driver over 2,000 or 3,000 tomans.
That's just it. You shouldn't have given it to him. It's people like us that create lawlessness. At that moment, you probably thought that you'd just given the money because you weren't in the mood to argue over 1,000 tomans.
Yes.
And from tomorrow, that taxi driver is going to expect that no one will talk back to him. Why don't you write these things down and publish it so everyone can read it? If you like, I can create a nice space for you in the newspaper just for this.
Really? Is it possible to publish these things?
Yes.
Oh, I'd never thought about it before. Are you telling me that everything that I just said right now you can publish in your newspaper?
Yes. In order to criticize the medical world, who better than you, since you're a doctor, and you know the problems that doctors have?
I'd be happy to. I'd really be happy to. You mean all of it would be published?
Yes. We're the only newspaper that can criticize everyone and everything, except for...
Well, that's really great. I can talk about the things that have been bottled up in my heart for many years.
Yes. And with these seasonal allergies that I have, I'll have to keep coming here constantly and trouble you.
It's no trouble.
The next time that I come, have your article ready and I'll get it from you.
Yes, of course. It's just, Mr. Safizadeh.
What?
I wanted to say something. What if my colleagues get upset? What if they get offended?
No, sir. You don't need to worry. If someone's going to get upset over criticism, then let him get upset.
Him?
Yes.
Yes, let him.
That's it.
I think that it's necessary for me to make up for your kindness right now.
Yes.
Lie down.
What?
Lie down over there and I'll give you a shot myself.
It won't hurt, will it?
No. Sayed, dear, just be careful that you don't tell anyone I gave you your shot because doctors never really give shots themselves. Go lie down. Do lie down and get ready. Because of the kindness you've shown me, I figured I'd give you your shot myself. Not only won't it hurt, you'll even overcome your fear.
I'll overcome my fear?
Yes, you will.
Throughout the night I wail like a flute. Throughout the night I wail like a flute because...
So, do I know this Bahare?
No, Mum. She's one of my friends from university. We found each other again on the block. Oh, goodness.
Don't pay any attention to it. Don't get upset.
But, Mum, is it possible not to notice it? His voice gets on your nerves like a drill.
It looks like he's gotten tired, Godwin.
From your lips to God's ears.
Now, why are you so worried about Farzad?
Mum, you don't know what he did the last time Nagar and her husband came over.
Look, Farzad, the people in our country, if they don't make up jokes about each other, they can't sleep at night.
Yes.
I swear to God, we're cheerful people. Being happy for no reason is in our bones.
Yes.
They wrote that some guy goes to a bakery and gives 200 tomans and says, "Hey man, quickly give me 2 breads so I can leave." And the baker says to him, "Hey bro, bread costs 500 tomans a piece now." And then the first guy says, "How many years have I been asleep?" One time, someone comes up to another person and says, "Look, don't be fooled by your appearance. I was fooled by my appearance once and now I can't get fooled anymore."
I'll go off and bring some tea.
It's really hard to make you laugh, isn't it?
Me? No, in fact, I laugh a lot. You know, if something is really funny and amusing, then I'll laugh. But, well, overall, I'm really happy that you're such a fun-loving and cheerful person. You know, it's really great that, I really enjoy it when you get so happy over such small things and it makes you laugh. I get really happy when I see other people laughing.
You want me to read you another one?
No, it's all right.
You know, the truth is, because of his profession, Farzad is a bit serious.
No. In fact, I have a lot of patients that come to me because I'm so cheerful and always laughing, you see? They like that.
You want to go and pour some more tea, Farzad?
Yes, sure.
Excuse me, where exactly is your bathroom?
I'll tell you exactly where it is right now. Come on. Excuse me, you go this way to your left and then you'll see the door on your right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Well, so what else is new, Nagar, dear? Tell me.
Everything's fine.
Ever since that day, Nagar never answered my phone calls again.
I see.
You took my heart and life, but
Nima?
you didn't become
Nima, I'm talking to you.
What is it?
What? Where did you go?
Nothing. I went to tell grandfather not to sing, and he told me not to meddle with his business. Then he pulled my ear and slapped me on the back of my head.
Mother, for God's sake, don't get in a fight.
Don't worry, I know how to talk to him.
All right.
Where did you go? You were with me.
Is someone up there? Is someone up there? Who's up there? Shahram?
What is it?
What's going on?
Nothing.
Why are you home?
I wasn't feeling well. I hurt my leg. I got stuck in traffic.
Again? Did you get fired?
On my life, it wasn't my fault. Have you read this?
If Dad finds out, he's going to get angry.
Don't say anything to him. The poor thing pulled a lot of strings to find a job for me. He won't believe that it wasn't my fault.
What about eventually? He'll eventually find out.
I swear on my life, it wasn't my fault.
Stand up. Mr. Mahmoudi.
Yes.
I heard you came to work late today.
I was only
Not
a minute late.
It was 2 minutes. Are you saying that my watch is slow?
No.
Are you then saying that I made a mistake?
But there's no difference between 1 or 2 minutes, boss.
There's no difference. In 1 minute, 1 million people die in this world, and another million are born. Right now that you're denying having come late, someone died.
Yes.
And someone else was born.
That's right.
Someone died.
Yes.
Another one.
Yes,
Another
yes.
one. It makes no difference.
It does. It makes a difference.
Excuse me, sir. I made a mistake. I won't smoke anymore.
Are you still smoking?
No, sir, no.
Then why are you so pale?
It's, because of the cigarette. I didn't smoke it.
You mean you become pale if you don't smoke for 2 hours, you junkie?
Get lost, man. Good thing he's the boss of a small company. What would he do if he were Bill Gates? I think we'd have to stand on our feet all day long.
The jerk. He tells me that I look pale. Do I even look pale? Huh?
You know, why don't you say these things to him?
Listen to him, so he'd fire us.
Go and stand in front of him and say to him that you're employees. You're not his soldiers for him to be treating you like that.
Why don't you go and say these things to him yourself?
Yeah, that's right.
If my situation was secure like yours, then I would go and tell him. You know, I've just recently started working here.
In my opinion, the only person that can say these things to him is you. You said yourself that you somehow know each other. He won't be able to say anything to you. In my opinion, someone has to step forward so everyone else can stand behind him. When he realizes we're all together, then it'll be over with.
That's absolutely right.
What's he going to do?
What's he going to say? Oh.
Mr. Mahmoudi.
Yes, sir?
I want to report about the time taken off by the employees by the end of today.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, manager, sir.
Yes?
Nothing.
Then why did you call me?
Excuse me, manager, sir. There was something I wanted to say, which actually isn't just me saying it. It's what we're all saying. But since you and I know each other a little bit, we decided that I'd be the one to bring this matter to you. Look, Rezai dear. As the representative of the employees in this department, I wanted to tell you that the way you treat your subordinates isn't right at all. Rezai, is this a military base? We want you to change the way that you treat your employees, especially those that have higher education. Thank you.
Is this what you're all saying?
No.
Do I treat you in a bad way?
Yes.
No.
Is this place like a military base?
Yes.
Because of all the lies that you've told. Because you're disturbing the peace and order here, you're fired.
Yes. That boss was really a jerk. I don't know how his wife and children put up with him.
Oh, Dad just won't let it go. Mum was supposed to go and talk to him. Sharam, can you talk with Dad and convince him not to sing?
You didn't even listen to what I was saying, right? I said 2 words to my boss and lost my job. You want me to go and talk to Dad and lose my house?
You're right.
Your beautiful hair, my darling, don't brush it so much. Your beautiful hair, my darling.
Like a thirsty deer, I ran after you.
Mother, you went and told Dad not to sing and now you're singing along with him.
I'm sorry, Shiva dear, I wasn't able to tell him.
How come?
How can I say it? We started talking about some of our memories. Your dad always says that when he sings that song, he's reminded of his first and his last love in life.
How sweet. You mean his cousin Parry?
Who on earth is Parry? He sings it for me. Don't tell me. Why hadn't I thought of it before? Forget about it. God rest her soul. It's been 10 years since she passed away.
Yes, God rest her soul. But she was a beautiful woman, wasn't she?
What do you want here? What do you want? Don't you have a house of your own to go to? It was terrific, my darling. You're incomparable. I've never heard anyone sing about love so beautifully.
I think someone needs to go look him in the eye and tell him that he doesn't have a good voice at all.
Well, what if he gets upset?
Well, let him. If someone he knows tells him, it's much better than a stranger telling him.
All right, well, you go and tell him yourself.
He can't even stand to see me, and then I should go and tell him he has a bad voice?
You see, you're too shy to say it to.
That's right, that's right. I think that someone that he knows should say it, not a stranger.
Well, you go and tell him then. You're his son-in-law. Who's closer to him than you?
Oh, you really believe what you're saying, right?
No. Fazad, look, if I ask you a favor, could you please not say no?
No.
No?
No.
Fine, now I know that I can't rely on you.
Really? You can't rely on me at all? So now you expect me to go and look your dad in the eye and say, Mr. Javanbakhsh, please be quiet. From your dear son-in-law Fazad, huh?
No, that's not what I wanted to say.
Then what did you mean?
I wanted to say that, look, we have guests tomorrow, and if it's possible, please try and get along with them. Try to laugh.
What does that mean?
Have you forgotten Negar and Jamshid?
Oh. Well, what did I do? I didn't do anything. You were the one that kept laughing at his lame jokes, and he got delusional and thought that he was a really funny person. Shiva, dear, you know me. I can't lie to people at all. I can't be forced to pretend that they're funny.
Did I tell you to lie? Just try and get along with them a bit.
Right, so you're saying that that night I was the only reason for that party being ruined?
No, you weren't the cause of it.
Of course not. Of course I wasn't.
No?
No, really, I wasn't. What did I do? I just didn't laugh at his joke, that's all. Now, it's possible that he gets a bit upset, but the reason that they left was really because of your cooking, wasn't it?
You're trying to get back at me,
I'm not trying
aren't
to
you?
get back at you.
Yes,
No,
you are.
no.
That's what you're doing.
I'm not trying to get back at you. I'm just saying that didn't you see that he went to the bathroom 100 times?
Oh, what does his going to the bathroom have to do with my cooking?
Nothing. Just forget about it.
No, you just said it, so you have to,
Forget it,
hey?
it's nothing.
No, you
your
have to say it.
food
Tell
was
me
just
now.
salty, and he drank so much water that he kept going to the bathroom, and then he got tired and went home.
I don't put salt in the food. You always tell me not to put salt in because it's like poison. I never put salt in.
Yes, I said it. But it seems, just like always, you'd forgotten. I'm sorry, please don't get upset with me.
I know it. I don't put salt in the food. I don't. How are you supposed to criticize someone? Of course you can be very uncaring and say whatever you want, but what I meant was how can we criticize someone in a way that they don't get offended? Is it possible? Anyhow, I don't think there's anyone that likes to be criticized. It's possible that some can tolerate it and try to show that they don't care, but is there anyone that encourages others to criticize them?
If we're trying to be honest, I agree with you. It's very hard to find someone who can stand to be criticized, never mind having them encourage criticism. The truth is, this is a societal attitude. Through cultural means, we can teach the people in society to increase their tolerance of criticism, and naturally, a society that can tolerate criticism will definitely advance in a better and faster manner.
The truth is, I'm really sorry to say, but I think that a person who gets upset over criticism should get so upset that they die. What's it to me if they get upset? So what? Why do I have to tolerate that person's bad manners, but I can't find fault with them? Because they'll get upset? Who gives a damn? Let them. We have to learn, we have to learn, we have to learn.
Were there any problems with my test, Doctor?
No. No, thank goodness everything's fine. I think it's just a seasonal allergy, so I'll give you another shot and you'll be fine. You're not scared anymore either, are you?
But you said there was no need for another shot. I'm perfectly fine right now.
Oh, well, if you're fine, then all right. If you start feeling bad, I'll organize another one.
By the way, I read your article.
Well?
It was really terrific. But our editor-in-chief said that some parts of it had to be fixed a little.
Well, tell me and I'll fix it right now.
In the first paragraph, you had written about high salaries and taking money under the table. As far as we're concerned, there's no problem with publishing it.
Well?
We're just saying it for your own sake, that it's not really good for your professional future. Then with your permission, I'll delete that part.
That's all?
No. Your second paragraph was terrific,
And?
But it has to be deleted.
But why?
Well, you already know very well, a governmental publication can't bring all the public hospitals under question just because of a few people. Well, it's not fair, you understand? Doctor, you have to look at the glass as half full.
But you see, it was something that we're actually seeing. It's out in the open. Everyone knows this already.
And the third paragraph, you shouldn't have written it at all. That gentleman whose name you had mentioned, who stockpiles medicine, that gentleman has built 2 hospitals. Just think about it. He regrets what he has done. Anyhow, With all the money that he has, he can start up his own newspaper overnight, which could destroy our newspaper. Now, the interesting point is that very same man owns a large share of our newspaper.
But my friend, you're just making this so hard. All these people are talking about him already. It wasn't me that said the thing.
The people that write about him do it because he's the one that told them to. Negative press is somehow still publicity. You know that very well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. And as far as the fourth paragraph, it's way too negative. I can't accept at all that they'd abandon someone on the street because he didn't have the money for treatment whatsoever.
But this has all been documented. I was witness to it myself. That it's happened in several hospitals. Because the patients didn't have money, they took him and dropped him off in the middle of nowhere.
All that's left is the last paragraph, which was really terrific. Of course, only the final sentence where you were talking about a doctor who works in a public hospital, who doesn't even own his own house and lives in his father-in-law's house. And his biggest wish in his life is, for him not to be indebted to anyone. Okay then, I don't think there's anything else left.
Is there anything left of my article at all now?
Well, if you fix these, then I'll come back and get it.
Lie down, my friend.
What?
Your test results show that I have to give you a shot now.
But you said there was no need for a shot.
Yes, but it never hurts to make sure. Now go ahead. Lie down.
Yes, yes? Oh, Nima, what's going on?
Hello.
Hello, Nima. Nima? Darling, what's happened?
I messed up on my test. Now keep saying nothing about it to Grandpa.
Oh, my scarlet and white flower, when will you come?
What is it?
Come here,
What's happened?
Shadi. I want to talk about an important matter. I thought we should all gather around so we can make a decision regarding Dad's practicing and his singing. It's been 2 days now that he's getting on everyone's nerves. I mean, he's driving us crazy.
Oh, what way is that to talk, Shiva?
Hold on a second, Mother. Look, I didn't say anything for 2 days. You only die once. Right now, we'll call Dad and tell him that he's got a bad voice and he shouldn't sing.
Really now? I'm not listening to any more of this.
Shiva, I don't have a problem. If you're upset, you say it yourself.
Sharam?
What is it?
What about you?
What about me? Look, I say you forget about it. You'll go and tell him right now and everything will get messed up. In this country, no one can stand to hear criticism. We don't have a culture for it. Look, if you want to go and tell him and test it out, then go ahead, but I'm not in. Shadi, are you drinking tea?
Yeah, I'm pouring some.
I want some too.
Come and pour it yourself.
Oh, Mariam, sweetheart, get up, it's time to harvest the crop. You belong to me. Yes?
Dad, excuse me, I wanted to talk to you for a second.
Oh, it's you, Shiva, dear. Come inside, darling.
Shadi?
Do you want some tea?
You were eavesdropping, right?
Me? No.
Toothpaste?
Shiva.
Yes?
Yeah, we were eavesdropping.
You were doing a really bad thing.
I know, we won't do it again. Now tell me what happened.
Nothing. Dad agreed not to practice anymore.
Didn't I tell you?
If you were being bothered so much, why didn't you say anything?
Now, no. I personally, I really enjoyed it a lot.
Oh.
What about you, Shadi?
I didn't have a problem with it.
When a child shows respect for their parents out of fear, then there's definitely something wrong. I'd like to be friends with my children. I'd like my children to be comfortable with me. Remember that.
Sure.
Shadi, darling, I'm going up on the roof. If you need anything, I'll be up there. I don't think my voice will reach your house and bother you anymore.
What happened? Oh, did you get in an argument?
No, he agreed to it.
Well?
Nothing. He's gone to the roof so his singing won't bother Nima anymore. But I'm afraid that he's going to go ahead with his performance tonight and I'll be really embarrassed.
My darling, my flower, my dearest. You needed to make him understand that he shouldn't be singing at all. To tell him that he doesn't have a good voice. But anyhow, you're stressing out right now about what might happen tonight, aren't you? But maybe he'll fall asleep, or maybe, I don't know, he'll get stuck in traffic and not come at all.
What is it, my darling?
It wasn't good. Do it again. One more time.
What is it, my darling? Why are you crying? Don't worry.
They'll be here any minute. They'll be here any minute.
All right now, all right. They rang the bell.
What should I do?
Nothing. You don't need to do anything. Just calm down, calm down. They're your friends. They're not strangers.
Okay.
It's not the president coming over. Calm down.
Yes? Hello, how are you doing? Of course, come inside.
The first time I saw Bahare was at the office of the company.
Yes.
At the company. She'd come to apply for a job.
He read my application more than 20 times. And then he said to me that I was the one he was looking for, the one he needs.
To get hired for the job?
No, to get married to.
Oh, I've read about it a lot in the newspapers. I don't know how the newspapers write about these things. In the events section, they've written at least 20 times that the managers of organizations and companies, using the excuse of wanting to hire a secretary, they invite young ladies and then...
Tea. Please have some tea.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then in the end, they get married to them. It's funny.
Sahir, dear, my darling, go and see what's wrong with the baby.
Sure thing, my darling.
I was really lucky that Saeed came into my life. In my opinion, this is all a sign.
Yes,
I wasn't even looking for a job that day. I just happened to buy the newspaper for no particular reason.
What to do with these signs?
Sweet.
They asked a guy, what's the difference between glue, a tuner, and a piano? So the guy says he's got no idea. So they say to him, you could tune a piano, but you can't piano a tuner, can you? Then he says, oh, but what about the glue? And they say, get this, they say, I knew you'd get stuck there.
Excuse me, but what does any of that have to do with science?
Didn't it? No, I think it did. It was a sign that the guy didn't know the difference between glue, a tuner, and a piano.
Shahram sends his regards. He really wanted to be able to see you, but he couldn't, so he apologized.
Oh, give him my regards.
Of course,
By
a
the
lot,
way,
yes,
is he
a
happy
lot.
working with Saeed?
Now, for example, Shahram working with Saeed reminds me of a poem. And listen closely, you can also see the topic of signs in this poem also. The poem goes, the worst prison for a devout person is to be cellmate with a sly person. It's by Sadi. Sadi, he said it. Sadi said it.
Yeah, come with me for a minute.
Huh?
I need to talk to you.
I'm sorry, I'll be right back.
Why are you saying so much nonsense?
But you're the one who told me
I
not to
made a
sit there
mistake. I
quietly.
was wrong.
Oh.
What's this?
This, I bought it for tonight.
You memorize the things
Yes,
you're saying?
well, I
no.
don't know about
No.
any of these things.
Oh no, what am I to do with all of you? You're like this and my dad's
All right,
like that.
I won't joke around anymore. You're the one that told me to be funny, and I wanted to show how funny I could be.
I don't want
if
it.
I wanted to be funny.
No, I don't want it.
All right, don't get angry. I'll go and talk to your dad right now, and I'll tell him we've got guests so he shouldn't sing.
I'm so embarrassed.
If I tell him, then he won't sing anymore.
I have sorrow. You took my heart, then you took my life, but you didn't become my companion.
What's going on?
Thank you very much. Why is this food so tasteless? The arms are going to get sore from pouring salt.
What can I do? I was afraid it'll be too salty. Saeed, would you like to give me the baby? You didn't eat anything.
No, it's fine.
It's not like everyone else ate so much.
You don't need to worry, Shiva, dear. This baby loves her daddy so much that she'll only fall asleep in her daddy's arms. I tried to make her fall asleep a few times, and she keeps on calling for her daddy.
Auntie, can a new baby even talk?
Oh, yes, my darling, when they're crying.
How do you know when she's crying if she isn't calling for you?
Saeed is a great example of what a man should be.
Really?
That's very kind of
Really, Saeed is a great example. Hey, Saeed, be careful you don't become too much of an example, because then they put samples in the lab at 8 o'clock.
What was that you just said? What on earth did you just say?
You're the one that told me to take care of the guest, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm in the middle of taking care of them.
You don't have any balance, right?
Balance? No, I don't, but instead, just take a look at the body I've got, huh? Check out this physique, huh?
Has something happened, Farzad?
Throughout the night I
Oh, goodness. Who is that? What a voice he's got.
That's our next door neighbor, and sometimes he sings a lot.
Oh.
Mother, isn't grandfather...
Oh, why are you drinking so much stew? You'll get a stomachache.
Some people really have a lot of self-confidence. How does he even give himself permission to raise his voice so much? Someone should tell him he shouldn't tire himself out. He's not going to get anywhere.
What were you going to say, Auntie?
Oh, Sarah, that's rude.
I wanted to say he's shouting his head off, but I didn't.
Yes, it's not a nice thing to say. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
It seems he's finished practicing. Oh, Bahara, don't do that.
Farzad said your guests had come, so I came to sing a little bit for them so they can see how great it is to sing.
No, Dad, it's not necessary. You'll
Only
be bothered.
because of you, darling.
Oh,
Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello, how are you?
Didn't
how are you
I
doing?
tell you to be careful, and then you got up and came here yourself? Where's Shadi?
She didn't come. She didn't
Mother
come.
dear, have a seat.
Please, sit
sit down. Sit down.
Hello.
Hello.
Sharam is Shiva's brother. I'm glad that you could meet.
Saeed, dear. Come, your colleague is here.
Yes, excuse me, I'd put the baby to sleep. Hello.
Well, it's Mr. Manager.
Do you agree that a man never mixes matters at work with matters at home?
Besides myself, I don't see another real man here.
This isn't the place for it.
Really?
Be a man. Be a man. Sharam here is one of my great friends. I really like him a lot. He's a really great man.
Yes, Sharam is always saying great things about you as well.
Yes, everyone at the company loves Saeed. All the men and women just love him.
Saeed, did you hire another woman again? So did you?
No, I swear, he was just saying something. Didn't you ask me not to do such a thing? Well, I'd never say no to anything you say.
Of course, I was just talking in general. We're all men at the company unless you've put an ad out in the paper to hire someone else, right?
Shiva? What are they saying to each other? Why are they whispering to each other so much?
Should I come back to the company tomorrow, hired again?
No.
No? Then let me say something about the person who's replacing me.
No.
Shh.
Saeed, aren't you coming to sit down?
Yes.
I dedicate this song to my daughter Shiva and her honourable guests.
Oh, so it was you who was practicing.
Yes?
How interesting.
Yes, well, thank you. This is something that I can do. It'll make me happy to make the people gathered here even happier.
Go ahead and sing, Masood.
The night that I heard the sound of your flute like a thirsty deer, I ran after you. I ran and ran until I reached the creek. I saw no sign of a flute or singing. Oh, oh, Paris, where are you that you won't show yourself to me? Oh, Paris, where are you that you won't show yourself to me? Oh, Paris.
Well, well, well.
Oh my baby's woken up.
But she'd just gone to sleep.
She's like this in our house as well. When she hears a frightening sound, she jumps awake. Oh my, I'm sorry.
Shiva, dear, I'm sorry, but I have to go and pick up Shoddy. She's gone to her friend's house to study.
Masood? Masood! Excuse me, I have to go.
Saeed, get up and go take care of the baby.
Sure.
Not only did my father not take part in the radio contest, but we never heard the sound of his singing again. For a while, he fell into some kind of depression. I think it would have been better if we were brave enough to have told him ourselves, instead of having him hear it from someone else. Maybe it was his own fault, because he'd created an atmosphere where no one had the courage to criticize him.
The poor thing. I felt really bad for your father. Maybe that guest should have been decent enough to not have mentioned it like that. Criticizing is a lot different from taking the wind out of someone's sails. Some people really don't pay any attention.
In my opinion, it was a good thing that happened to your father. If no one had mentioned anything that night, then your father would have probably become even more delusional, and he would have received an even bigger blow somewhere else. Come on, man. How long do you have to stand on ceremony with each other? If one of the people living in your house has said to your father that he sings poorly and shouldn't sing that night, then maybe everything would have gone ahead much more smoothly. Therefore, long live the culture of criticism.
That was a really good suggestion. I also think that this way maybe he'll also believe that he's a good singer. Or maybe the opposite, he might become so motivated that he'll become a good singer.